Hello everyone. Today we are going to learn a very interesting topic of biology, that is nervous system. Our next lesson is nervous system. In this lesson we are going to learn the different parts which are present in the nervous system. Let us learn about now first, that is coordination. What do you understand by coordination? Coordination, that means what? They have to just interrelated and they have to coordinate each other, that is known as a coordination. For example, we have learned already in previous lessons the different process like digestive system, then respiratory system, excretion, all this process we have learned. Do you think they all are working independently? No, exactly not. But they are interrelated to each other, and they are interrelated to each other for the process. Whatever the needs of the body are there, according to that they are interrelated and they are coordinated. That is known as a coordination. There are two types of coordination, that is nervous coordination and chemical coordination. So in this we are going to learn first nervous coordination. Now we are going to learn about the nervous coordination. So what does nervous coordination include? Nervous coordination mainly is brought by nervous system. Now, do you know what this nervous system consists of which parts? So mainly it consists of brain, spinal cord, nerves and sense organs. So these are the main parts which are included in the nervous coordination. So let us have a look for these different types of the coordination. Now to make it clear how the nervous system is operating or how it is mainly involved in the process of the coordination, that we are going to see with the help of one example. Now, if in your house you are hungry, when you are hungry, the message goes to the brain, and then afterwards you are thinking to eat something. Then the message comes to your body that wherever the food is kept, there we have to go. So eyes are searching the food. The message goes to the eyes. Then your eyes see the food which is kept on the table. Then afterwards, what is the process? You will, means whatever the nervous system is there, that brain, from the brain it will go to the arms, and then afterwards the arms will help you to pick up the food with the help of fingers. The message goes towards the fingers, and then afterwards you are taking a bite of the food and then you are having it. Then afterward it goes through the alimentary canal and the series goes on. And afterwards, whatever the series is going on, then whatever the needed means whatever the food is you became hungry, that will be satisfied when the food which is here, which is digested in your body. From that, whatever the minerals or vitamins are needed for your body, they come through the blood stream and gives to the each part of the body. Then you will be satisfied, then it will be satisfied your hunger. So this is about one example of our nervous system, and which is related to the coordination of the nervous, means whatever the body parts are there, as I told you, eyes, brain, shoulder, arms, fingers, whatever the parts are there, they all are interrelated to each other, and then they are giving message to each one, and then we are fulfilling the hunger. So this is known as a nervous coordination. Again, one more example we have. An example, when a car is moving from the road and you are running suddenly from there, what will happen? You will stop there. Who gives you this message? Your eyes are just checking out what is happening, and then afterwards it is taken to the brain, and the brain gives the message to the legs that you have to stop there, right? So all this is the coordination of the body, and that is known as nervous coordination. The next is chemical coordination. So, chemical coordination is mainly brought by the secretion of the hormones, that means chemical hormones. So, in that we can have an example and make it clear about the chemical coordination. So, if in a city a bull is attacked, means you people are attacked by a bull, so what will be your reaction? You will run away from there. Yes? And you will try to save yourself. Then how you will run? Who will give this all things? Who will give you message to run? So exactly these hormones are secreted in your blood and they give you more energy to run from there. And this is nothing but the chemical coordination. So now we are going to learn the new topic, that is the functions of the nervous system. So how our nervous system functions, that we are going to see now. So the first and the very important function is that keeps us informed about the outside whatever is going on by the sensory organs. Five sensory organs. For example, what is going on outside. So by looking or by listening we can understand. Same way other activities like mosquito bites you. So the skin is there. From there also the nerves are connected to the nervous system and they are inform you that the mosquito is biting you. So outside whatever the things are going on, it is informed by the sensory organs, that is five sensory organs. Next, the second one is it enables us to remember, think and reason. So whatever we are doing the work, we are thinking and then we are doing the work. We are enabled to do all the work which is required. We are thinking about and then we are doing the work. Secondly, why we are doing the work, the reason also we know. So all this is given, all the function is done by the nervous system. Then the third is controls and hormones all voluntary muscular activities, means whatever the voluntary muscles are there, you know, voluntary muscles means which can be controlled by our opinion, okay, our will. Then only we can show the movement. Now, suppose I am holding this chalk in my finger. It's my will that I have to hold this chalk in my fingers. Okay, so according to that means what? It is volunteered by myself. Okay, so this also activity is done with the help of the nervous system. Then the fourth one is regulates involuntary activities such as breathing or the beating of the heart without thinking of ours, means they are not thinking that okay, if I want now I want my heart to be relaxed for some time, it is possible? No. So without thinking, whatever our thinking is there, without knowing that also, it regulates the involuntary activities. Involuntary activities means which are not in our hand. That means involuntary muscles which are present in our body, they are regulated with the help of the nervous system only. So these are the four main functions of the nervous system. Now, the next topic we are going to learn is the system which is known as a neuron. Now, what is neuron exactly? Neuron is nothing but the structural as well as functional unit of a nervous system. Okay, always keep in mind neuron is a structural as well as functional unit of the nervous system. Okay, so this neuron mainly consists of two main parts. So which are the two main parts? Main cell body, that is known as cyton. Second one, a long process called as axon. Okay, so these are the two main parts, that is cyton and axon. So let us have a look to this diagram and study about the neuron. This is a diagram of a neuron, or we can say nerve cell. The cell body contains a nucleus. The dendrites are cytoplasmic, extensions of the cell body. From the cell body arises one long process called the axon. Its length may vary from a few millimeters to 1 meter. The end of the axon terminates in the number of branch filaments called terminal branches. Okay, so this is about the nerve cell. So this was about the nerve cell. Next we are going to learn the types of the neurons. There are mainly three types of the neurons. The first one is sensory neurons, second is motor neurons, and third one is association neurons. Now we are going to discuss this in detail by looking at the diagram. The first is sensory neuron. You can see in the figure which is known as a sensory neuron. This carry impulses from the sense organs to the spinal cord or brain. Okay, so next is motor neuron. You can see in the diagram it is written as a motor neuron, which is written on the second number, that is motor neuron. This carry impulses from the brain and spinal cord to the muscles and glands. Association neurons. This transmit impulses from one neuron to another neuron. The neurons do not actually touch each other. They communicate with one another via synapses. Synapses is nothing but it is a small junction used for communication between two neurons, where the axon terminal of one cell impinges on the dendrite of another. So this is about the association neurons. Now the next topic we are going to learn is nerve. Nerve is nothing but it is a formed by a bundle of axons which are enclosed in a tubular medullary sheath. This is known as a nerve. Now what exactly it means, let us have a look to this diagram and see. This is a sheath over the axon, acts like an insulation and prevents mixing of the impulses in the adjacent fibers. There are three kinds of nerves. They are described as motor nerve, sensory nerve and mixed nerve. So, what is sensory nerve? Sensory nerve, it contains the sensory neurons, that is optic nerve, or we can say which is included the eye. Next is motor nerve. So next one is motor nerve. Motor nerve, it contains only motor neurons, that is nerves going to the muscles of the eyeball. Next is mixed nerve. It is one of the which carries both sensory as well as motor neurons. Example, nerve which goes to the tongue. Okay, nerve which is going to the tongue, it is mainly involving the mixed nerve. So these are the different types of the nerves, and always remember nerve is a which is formed by the bundle of the axons enclosed in a tubular medullary sheath. This is about the nerve. Now, the most important part of this lesson we are going to study is the human nervous system. Now, this nervous system mainly it is divided into two main parts, that is central nervous system and peripheral nervous system. Now, in this class we are going to study about central nervous system. Central nervous system mainly it is related with the brain as well as spinal cord, where brain is well protected by the skull and spinal cord is protected by the vertebrae. So this is about the central nervous system. Then the next we are going to see is peripheral nervous system. So in peripheral nervous system, mainly it is having the nerves which are coming from the central nervous system, which are arising from the central nervous system. That all nerves which are joined to each part of the body, that is known as the peripheral nervous system. So let us have a look to this diagram of human nervous system and study it clearly. So here the peripheral nervous system has two subdivisions, that is somatic nervous system and autonomic nervous system. Somatic nervous system connects the CNS, that is central nervous system, to the organ, muscles and skin. It carries motor and sensory information both to and from the central nervous system. Autonomic nervous system acts largely unconsciously and controls involuntary bodily activities such as heart rate, dilation and contraction of the blood vessels, etc. So this is about the nervous system, both nervous system which are very useful in our body. So till here we studied about the human nervous system. Further we are going to learn in detail about the central nervous system. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.